Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 36 of the 72 review. It is coming to an end this season. We are flying towards the final games. This is a playoff semi-finals special. So we're going to go through all three divisions semi-finals over the last couple of weeks, talk through them and try and dissect what has been an absolute chaotic couple of weeks across all three divisions. The 69 of the 72 teams confirmed for next year. 5 teams are fighting it out. 3 are fighting to stay in the Premier League. 2 are going to be fighting it out to get into the Premier League. So we will see who joins them in a couple of weeks. But yeah, we're going to get into this one, go through the semi-finals. As always, if you're new to this, get your comments in. It does drive conversation as well as what we're talking about anyway. But I will go around the screen and introduce people if you don't already know them. We'll start below me because he's dressed for the occasion. It is Lee from Around the Grounds. Let everybody know who you are, what you do and why you do it, mate. You've been a busy lad over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, very busy, tired. But yeah, I'm Lee, Around the Grounds, a very proud Sheffield Wednesday fan this week. And as I can see, I'm wearing my Rumbelows Cup hat from 1991 and the little charity football. But yeah, absolutely buzzing. Little ground hopper for my channel. So yeah, looking forward to a little trip to Wembley now.
Too right. From one Wednesday fan to another, we'll jump to next to me. It's Punk Chef 41, Jake. For everybody who doesn't know you,
for a minute.
Well, you did call me ugly a few weeks back, and I've got to get you back at some point.
You get your own back, yeah.
But no, if you missed Jake's live stream for the second leg of the semi-final, it's well worth going back and checking that out because it was absolutely superb. But yeah, for anybody who doesn't know you, Jake, let them know who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
So I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan who covers Wednesday since 2012 on YouTube, and I've still hasn't got a voice because I went absolutely mental in the live stream. Anyone who was there, who watches, thank you for joining me in there. It was insane. There's something really scary when you're a low channel and you're doing a live stream and you're looking at the numbers and going, how many people? And you're like, I've just made a complete prat out of myself celebrating.
You deserved every one of them viewers, though, Jake. It was brilliant.
I agree completely.
But yeah, I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan channel. I also is one of the co-hosts of the Talking Wednesday podcast. We talk about everything Wednesday. Dex and James both got on the TV a couple of times because they got cracking seats behind the gaffer.
They did indeed. And then the final person who we've not introduced yet is down in the bottom corner. Our season was done and dusted a few weeks ago, wasn't it, Ian?
It was, yeah. It'd been nice to watch the playoffs, not having any investment in it, but just enjoying it. I'm Ian, I'm 60-something, a Rotherham season ticket holder, and being a Millers fan for 50-odd years. I also, when the Millers are away around the country, vlogging for All Over the Bar YouTube channel. So I've got a good playlist from this past season. So just check it out. You might enjoy it.
Maybe. If you enjoy lower league content, I think any one of our channels is a good place to be. Links to everybody's channels will be in the description down below. As always, a couple of comments have just come in. We've got Matty Banks. Good evening, chaps. Still can't believe what happened on Thursday night. Fantastic comeback from Chef Wednesday, Coventry,
unbelievable.
Wednesday and Stockport to go up. Matt, the Donny fan. So he's already committed to Coventry, Wednesday and Stockport. We will have a think about that over the next 45 minutes or so, and we will give our opinions on who we think is going to go up.
45 minutes.
So, I've not had oats to eat, so I will get hungry.
I'm dapper.
We've got North Tenerife man as well. Hi guys, good format. This proper fans. Thank you very much. It is just
thanks a lot.
Yeah, mate,
we do enjoy it.
It's my dad.
It's nice in Tenerife.
It's my dad.
There we go. Gone global, thanks to Lee. Callum, who's your manager of the year? So on this, we are going to have another episode on the 4th of June where we're going to look at the finals, and then we're going to get a few more of those questions in team of the season, manager of the season, stuff like that. So we're not going to answer that one tonight, Callum, but come back in a week.
If you could, when we go on to that week of that episode, Dan will have something on his page called Community tab. So Dan can put a load of things in there if people want to like contribute what questions they want, kind of that way.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I have no idea how to do that, so I'll have a chat with Jake
I'll show you.
during the week and we'll get that sorted out. But no, let's get into this. We will start in League Two, so we'll get that on the bottom and get this added to the stream. Oh, 1 minute. That needs to be that. That's better. Okay, so starting with Salford against Stockport. These were very finely balanced, weren't they? We'll start with Ian on this one because I think Jake and Lee will have plenty to say over the next hour, probably. But Salford, Stockport, it was one of those games, wasn't it? Where
very tight game. Not many chances. Stockport took the lead fairly early on. It was a good finish by Smith. But Stockport just looked a little bit subdued in this one. And I think Salford were probably a little bit unfortunate not to score more goals. But I think Challoner wouldn't be too disappointed with a 1-0 deficit going into the second leg. But Salford really missed an opportunity there. They were on top for the not possession-wise, but chances-wise, definitely. And
13 shots, only 4 on
probably
target.
more than a one-goal lead might have altered the. Well, as it turned out, it would have altered the tie.
It would indeed, and I think we said that kind of the week before the playoffs started that the teams who were going away first, the most important thing was to try and not get left behind.
Get hammered.
Yeah, I mean,
although in one occasion it didn't really make any difference.
Yeah, we will go on to that one. I think we'll leave that double header until the final bit and let Lee and Jake absolutely go to town on that. But I think generally you'd say you want to still be in the tie, draw or a narrow defeat to take back to your place. So, like you say, I think Stockport will have been more than happy with a 1-0 defeat, especially looking only 7 shots, 1 on target. I think they'd have been the happier of the two camps coming out of this one. Would you agree with that?
I would definitely agree with that because, as I said, if they'd have gone back to Wesley Park 2 down or even 3 down, it'd have been a fairer reflection of the game. But they kept it at 1-0 and kept it tight.
Credit to their defence as well. Credit to how they defended to keep that. And Stockport has actually done very well defensively this season. So they haven't really been battered this season. So it's interesting that they just kept to what they've done most of the season, just kept with that.
Yeah, the addition of Noyle, say it through gritted teeth, has helped them defensively and defensively.
He's been a good signing for them, though. Yeah, very good signing. Yeah,
very good player. Moving on to the first leg of the League Two playoffs, Bradford against Carlisle. Lee, you took this one in. Obviously, Bradford, their aim is to go up, and they put themselves in a decent position to get into the final with a 1-0 win. How did the game pan out? You went and watched this one.
So it was in front of a brilliant crowd for League Two and covered 20,000 again, which is absolutely incredible at Valley Parade. Singing loud and proud. Bradford really responded to that crowd in the first half, winning every ball, getting in the faces and not letting Carlisle play. And they got the just rewards with a goal in the first half. But then they seemed to drop off a little bit, and Carlisle, really good footballing outfit, to be fair. It's first half sin of them. And you'd have thought, obviously, going into that second leg, Bradford really needed that second goal because Carlisle going back home, and it's obviously, we'll cover that shortly. It's paid, but it's a sucker punch for Bradford. But yeah, they just really sat back in the second half. They're really wasteful with the ball. Bradford just seemed to be happy with a 1-0. It was never going to be enough. Carlisle played some really neat stuff, and I was really impressed with him, to be fair. So going into that second leg, it was going to be a really tough one. But yeah, gutted for Bradford fans because I've got, like I say, a soft spot for them this season.
How many Bradford games have you been to this year? It seems to be one that you covered a lot.
Yeah, probably 6. Yeah, 6. I think, off the top of my head. They're just good fans.
You need to buy a Bradford shirt next season, then.
A fan base like that doesn't deserve a League Two side.
No.
It's really sad for them.
You take them to your heart, because you can also relate to my club, Sheffield Wednesday. We've been through the ringer with our club, and Bradford, they have as well. And you want to see a good fan base do well.
I remember when Bradford got relegated from the Premier League, they didn't own a thing. Like the seats were owned by someone else, the grass was owned by someone else. The way that club got completely rinsed when they're up there, and now to see them to carry on and trying to go on the up again is really good to see.
Yeah,
I mean, they've definitely made progress this season because to get so close, but. Like I said, I mean, they sell, 16,000 season tickets every season, which is incredible especially when you consider that Leeds and Huddersfield are so close.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's big clubs around them, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was seriously impressive covering this game. The Bradford fans are class. And I were in that cop as well. It were brilliant, especially when they scored. It was just... I think if they'd have got that second goal, the game sends half a chance going into that second leg.
I think that's a good point to go on to that second leg. As you can see, Carlisle win it 3-1 after extra time. The Brad Halliday own goal took it into extra time, and then that final 30 minutes, it just went absolute mad. 3 goals in the final 30 minutes. Normally, you don't see that much happening in extra time.
You feel sorry for Ben Barkley because he can't play in the final.
Yeah.
He's on loan from Stockport.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, wounded.
So he can't.
I mean, look at those stats. 20-odd shots. I mean, I watched this game and it was cagey up until extra time, really. I mean, Bradford defended really well because Carlisle went for it after the break. But, they didn't really get really close to the goal. But in extra time, it was a different kettle of fish altogether.
They really
Carlisle
went for the next goal winner, didn't they?
They went for them big style, and they got the just rewards. I mean, Bradford got back into it when, get your Claxton ready, Jakey. Ex-Miller, Matt Derbyshire scored. But I think the tide had already turned.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
To come back from being pegged back to 2-1 so quickly and to get the third and winning goal just says a lot about the spirit. And I think Paul Simpson's done a great job there at Carlisle.
Question, do you think Mark Hughes will still be there next season?
I hope so.
I think he will,
I hope so, because I don't think he's done a bad job at all.
No.
I mean, I know he's high profile and everything else, but I think he's done a decent job, and I think he needs probably another at least 6 months to see if he can get them into automatics.
They're not far away either, are they?
They're not far away at all.
I think what will make them into a really top 3 side is a better squad, because when they look to the bench, they've not got the quality to come on and change a game. Or maybe see a game out when they are ahead.
I'll tell you who might do well for
bench them. After your first 11, it's so much of an advantage.
Yeah.
If you've got players that can come on and change a game.
I know Luke Jeffcott didn't have a good time at Swindon, but he's the kind of player, if you build around him in League Two, he would be superb. He'd be prolific.
To be honest, I mean, I saw Jeffcott play for Swindon at AFC Wimbledon. I think it was the last but one Saturday of the season. Yeah. And he was very impressive. He got 2 goals, probably should have had a hat-trick.
He's out of contract.
He's a bit of a, how can I put it, old-fashioned type centre-forward who will knock the centre-halves into the net with a ball.
What you need in League Two, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We are to doubt. I mean, Cookie's been doing that for years.
Do you think Cookie will be at Bradford next season?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't. How old is he?
34.
To be honest, he's worth another season.
I think he is. It's just if it's at Bradford
because
or
his
not.
goal scoring records. I mean, it's head and shoulders above what else is in League Two, and I think And if they keep playing to his strengths, I can see him knocking another 20 plus in.
Yeah, definitely. Before we move on to Stockport against Salford, we will just have a quick look through some of the comments. Quite a few has flown in. 80 IDs in the chat. This is a question to everybody other than me because obviously we're still in League Two. So Jake, Lee, Ian, who do you want relegated from the Prem? For me, Southampton, obviously already confirmed. Leicester and Everton would be perfect.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Definitely Leeds and Leicester.
I think Leeds after the defeat today.
Done.
Leicester
I can't see Leicester getting out of it.
The only thing Leeds have got going for them, their last game in Tottenham Hotspurs. And with how Tottenham are playing at the minute, anything could happen.
But if Everton beat Bournemouth, it doesn't matter anyway, even if Leeds win.
It's out of their hands. Even if they win, they can still go down. I can't see.
Lee Big Dan tried to bribe the lineman. The ball.
But he found that fiver. Callum said Sheffield Wednesday could bottle it.
Cheers, Callum.
He takes it well done to Allardyce.
I like Big Sam.
I do. Yeah.
Callum's also said, "Do I think Doncaster could go going up next year?" I'm saying nothing yet, Callum. Obviously, Grant McCann's a great
him at
addition.
End of July.
Yeah,
ask him at Christmas.
Yeah, recruitment's massive. I will do a preview for the season, but at the minute, I'm going to say no because the squad is still the same as what we have this season.
You're just happy to have a competent manager again.
I think
I agree.
Yeah, I were a bit disappointed that Schofield didn't get given an opportunity, but I think his job was untenable at the point that they got rid of him. At least have recruited somebody with experience. I think that's all we can say about Donny, and let's see what happens.
I think it's a fine appointment, McCann.
Yeah. 80ID said he's hoping not for Leeds. 40 quid a ticket for a restricted view in a crumbling dice of a stadium. At least Goodison has history, and it's a new ground for him.
But I don't want Everton to go down because I like Everton. I like Everton. I like what they're doing, and I think
you've been to Goodison Park recently, haven't you, Lee?
Yeah.
It's a great atmospheric stadium, isn't it?
Brilliant, yeah. It's sad to see it go.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Nat's,
thank you, Nat.
Congratulations to him for surviving. A few more. Stoke. ATID is not a fan of Stoke. The only good thing is the proximity to Alton Towers.
Agreed.
But yeah, we will move on to the final playoff game of League
Just
Two.
ATID comment underneath that. That's funny.
This one, yeah?
Yeah.
Jeff got his injury prone, which is why we released him. He's also shagged half of Plymouth.
Yeah, but which half?
What are you going to do other half, Ian?
Oh dear. Right, Stockport against Salford. Lee, you took this one in, so the floor's all yours. Talk us through this one, mate. Statistically, it looks like Salford had the game again, but Stockport did the number.
Yeah, I think first half probably Salford did slightly shade it. It wasn't the best first half. I think action come when Stockport were kicking to the Cheadle end. Crowd really got behind them. Like I say, weren't the most glamorous ties, but they were never going to be, to be fair. It was just a KG, where Salford obviously clinging onto that 1-goal lead and Stockport needing to come and score to take it to extra time at least. And they got the goal in that second half. They come out and attacked the court there, and crowd really got behind them. And then extra time produced again. I'm surprised with these. I wanted to touch on it earlier. I think 3 of the games, there's been both teams scoring in extra time. Usually teams do settle for penalties when they get in extra time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't believe the extra time. Obviously, Salford scoring, thinking they'd won it, and then Stockport literally replied straight away. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, but that was a hell of a deflection, weren't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Keeper had no chance.
Yeah, it went one way, and it just had no chance of getting back, so it just fizzed in. But yeah, credit to Stockport. They kept on banging on the door and got the goal, and it went to penalties. And Lee said that Salford, their penalties were absolutely shocking. I've never seen penalties like it. The first one,
the first one, I think, still going up in it.
Yeah, straight over the bar, and keeper makes a good save, I think, for the second. But yeah, just another pitch invasion, and Stockport go marching onto Wembley. Incredible season Stockport's had, to say they were in National League last year, and all the trouble they've had.
4 seasons ago, they were in National League North.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and that again,
incredible.
I've just touched on Bradford.
Both Stockport's goals were fantastic headers.
Yeah,
they were
really good finishes.
But the Stockport fans, like I said with Bradford, they been through the ringer, so they deserve this season. They didn't expect to be here, to be fair. I've covered a few of theirs, and they were just hoping for like where Grimsby are.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Worst penalty shootout in history.
Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah. and
you got a pie again, Lee.
Different gravy.
Arthur.
No pun intended.
Dan.
Yes.
If they don't win the playoff final, you've got to get to Esley Park next season.
Just for a pie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, a pie and a 4-0 defeat.
Probably. But no, that gives us our final for League Two. So it is Stockport against Carlisle. Carlisle are classed as the home team at Wembley on Sunday, the 28th of May. It's a 1:30 kickoff. So obviously,
we good.
Can't remember. I think it was Callum who came in with his prediction for the 3 already. Let's commit on each one. So I'm going to go Carlisle for this one. I think they'll just edge it on Sunday. Jake, what about you?
Stockport. I think Stockport has had an amazing season. I think they can go that one step again.
Stockport for me.
Carlisle for me. I think they'll have 2.
Oh, it's split down the middle.
We're split 2-2 on that one. There we go. So some of us are going to be right. But no, I think we were saying before we came on air that all 3 finals are so evenly balanced, and there's not really a favourite in any of them. And I think it's just going to make for absolute fantastic viewing over the bank holiday weekend. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I will. I've got
a lot of respect for Cal as well.
3 great matchups.
Yeah, definitely. I'll catch up with a couple of comments before we move on to the Championship. We've got Lewis. Good evening. He thinks people pitch invade too much these days, like Man City. I think
they've always done it.
Yeah, I like a good pitch invasion. I think it's all right if it's wanted. So like
Lee
getting
does.
to a final and stuff like
Lee
that.
likes a pitch invasion.
I do. I like a pitch invasion if it's done right. I mean, Wednesdays obviously for me were absolutely amazing.
You're bloody squealing your vlog, mate.
Oh, I lost my head. But then I was at the Stockport Salford, and it got a bit naughty. I'll be honest.
Really?
Bottles getting lobbed.
Yeah, there was someone who got a vape thrown at her head. Bless her.
Yeah,
that's wrong. Well,
I just think do a pitch invasion, but celebrate. What's the point when it's taunt the fans? It's just not needed. And
no, it's not. If you're celebrating, you're celebrating. You don't need to taunt any opposition fans.
And if you celebrate, and if pitch invasion is done right, the pitch invasion will, if the fan will invite rival fans onto the pitch to enjoy it, to go, this is what it can feel like. We did it with Wickham when we went up in 2012. We had Wickham fans on with us who were celebrating with us, even though they were down.
Yeah. And that's how it should be.
When I were on there on Thursday, I didn't even think about them Peterborough fans. I just thought about Sheffield Wednesday.
I think at that point they're all sodded off.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't like stood there going, we've done it.
I mean, there's gutted and gutted. Posh
Yeah.
fans must have been, oh, Christ.
Yeah. We've got a few more comments that have come in. That said, I've got Stockport winning it. ATID Stockport for me, just because Sarkovic, absolutely adore the bloke.
Yeah.
And then Lee, your dad's back in. His wife congratulated CD Tenerife on the win, and they knew that she was a Chef Wednesday supporter and replied, "Congrats on your comeback." That's
Wow.
what to say, isn't it? That,
Like that.
I mean, that comeback has gone absolute global. I
It's
think
gone
Pep Guardiola
everywhere.
helped.
Well,
Like,
Pep
someone tell
Guardiola
me-
commented on it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, someone was telling me the other day that it's on the news in South Korea.
It's on the news. It's actually on the news in Venezuela.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. We will be shortly on to Sheffield Wednesday, but let's get the championship done and dusted. We've got Matty, who's come in. One of my mates who's a Sunderland fan was telling me it was 30 quid for Luton away. I don't think that's bad.
That's
for
not bad,
championship,
actually.
30 quid.
Championship, that's cheap.
Yeah.
It's only 24 at our place.
Yeah.
Then again, Matty, you're a Johnny fan and you are Yorkshireman, so it's the usual how much?
Yeah, we don't like over a tenner.
Yeah.
So Sunderland against Luton. Obviously, Sunderland probably overachieved to be in the playoffs. I don't think I'm too far off in saying that. The first season in the championship, quite a young squad without a striker all season. So massive congratulations for getting to the semi-final or the playoffs against a very good Luton team. And it was another one of those where Luton have probably gone to this wanting to stay in the game, take it back to Kenilworth Road, and they've got a good chance. But yeah, Sunderland coming out on top on this one. Do you want to take this one, Ian?
Yeah, definitely.
Go for it, mate.
Yeah, Luton started the game on top and scrambled an opener in. It were a scramble. It was really mucky goalmouth scramble and just got poked in. But Sunderland came back really well. Equalised, which at the time was, it was fair. And what a goal it were and all by Diallo. But he's not going to be there next season, though. I think he might get a loan move to a lower-end Premier League club.
Yeah.
I would have thought. And then they managed to nick it near the end with a header at the near post. But I don't even think Tony Mowbray thought 2-1 were enough of a lead to take. Although I will admit that Tony Mowbray's done a fantastic job there.
Considering he wasn't in the job at the start of the season, and at one point Sunderland looked like they were going to have a real mess of the season with everything that happened. He'd gone in, he got his ideas across to the boys, he calmed it down a little bit, and he made them just go about it in a really smart way. And I think what Tony Mowbray did at Blackburn Rovers got really undershadowed. Everyone always never really gave him a chance. Like, he would never got much praise for how he just got that club back to being a solid club again and being consistent after all the years with the Venkies and everything. He managed to just make it a bit more consistent.
Yeah, I think he's done a great job, and I think that next season, with a few clever additions, and there's obviously one or two holes that he's got to fill there, because Diallo will be going back, lone player. I think he probably needs strengthening the midfield, because Pritchard is getting on a bit now, and he gets a bit leggy at times, although he's still a very, very decent player. Defensively, I think they're very strong.
They're very strong at the back.
Yeah.
And once Ross Stewart comes back and fit, that's the goal threat increased again.
They need to get another one ready, though. Another Ross Stewart or another one, just they got it, because it lack of goal caused them an issue.
Well, it's like they had that Nathan Broadhead, didn't they, for a time?
Yeah.
And he was knocking him in right, left and centre.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I were a Mackems fan, I'd be very satisfied with the season they've had.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Fun fact, my lass hates Tony Mowbray with a passion.
Really? Why?
Yeah, she's a Celtic fan.
Oh, fair enough.
She's never forgiven him for that little belly ad at Celtic.
Well, on Tony Mowbray, I believe he won't be there.
Is he moving on?
I've heard they're looking to replace him.
Yeah, I've heard that he might be getting sacked.
Which is absolutely
That'd be
criminal.
Very harsh.
What can you say about this game? It was a snooze-a-thon.
I thought I'd lost you all then because you all just went proper quiet at the same time. I was like,
Well, I was just thinking about what to say about it.
It was boring.
Honestly, it was after
I thought you
all
pre-planned it
the
before we went live or
1,
something.
2, 3, 4, after all the 6 playoff ties, this were the worst match of the lot of them.
It was.
It
I
was
think
dreadful.
I think this was one
by
of those
both
ties.
teams, by the way.
Yeah,
It was
I think
horrible.
This was one of those ties where they both came in not wanting to lose it,
Yeah,
and
a little
in
bit
doing
like a
so-
chess game.
yeah, I think because
I mean, obviously, Borough will be the happier side,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was just a non-event, really.
because
I
wasn't
will
this the
say
last
this
game
now,
of the season
though.
as well?
You look at what Coventry's done this season with the start they had. For them to be in the playoffs is massive.
Yeah,
Well, to be
they had
quite
a lot of
honest, I
catching up
mean,
to do, didn't they?
yeah, I mean, I can't praise Mark Robbins highly enough. What a
Yeah.
job he's done! That he took over Coventry City when they were a mid-table League Two club.
Interestingly, Luton and Coventry both went up in the same season, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So this was a repeat of the final day of the season as well. So it might have just been that neither team wanted to show the hand in the final game of the season, and then it was kind of continuing that into this one, which kind of led to a very poor game, really, didn't it? But the return fixture wasn't as boring. There was a winner.
No, it weren't as boring. No.
In the 90 minutes as well. Coventry 1-0 winners in this one. Obviously, shots on target, only 3 shots across the whole game. I think it's just 2 very evenly matched teams in the Championship. But like Jake's just said, 2018, Coventry and Luton promoted from League Two. It's an absolute unreal rise. So you never know. For us Donny fans, that might just be what happens to us. I can dream.
Exactly.
You never know. Football's a strange game.
These like Coventry and Luton have proved that it can be done.
Yeah.
With the right management, the right recruitment, investment to the fan base, because Donny have got a potentially huge fan base. I mean, you showed that in the early 2000s when you were in the Championship, when you were getting 14,000, 15,000 every week.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if Donny get it right off the pitch, there's no reason why they can't do it at Luton or Coventry. Like Coventry, you look at all the things. Coventry still not had a plain sailing even to this point. They've had no stadium. They've had weird ownership models, and they still. Sorry, lads. Yeah, they're still on the verge of maybe doing something really special. And the thing is, the one thing they've had is a fan base that believes in them, a manager that believes in them. He's never gone too big. He's never gone too flashy. You look at the signings, they're really smart signings out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They're not massively expensive people.
And he turns them into players that are worth a fortune. I mean, look at Gyökeres and Hamer. How much would they fetch on the open market now?
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's it. I think you look at the model that Brentford have used, and Brighton to a certain extent.
Brentford, Luton, Coventry.
Yeah, Brentford especially. I think their expenditure compared to what they've brought in, the difference is incredible. And that's what Donny should be doing. But yeah, we digress. Onto this game. Jonathan said the cure for insomnia, really intriguing final. I hope he's on about the 0-0 draw and not this streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a better game altogether. And it were a good finish from Aimer as well. Really good goal. But yeah, Aimer and Gickeris are in my team of the season for the championship, without a doubt. Two fantastic players.
Yeah, I think that'll be a couple that we agree
really
on
good, solid squad are all behind them.
Say again, sorry.
Yeah.
A good squad behind them. A really, really tight, really good defence.
Yeah.
There's a togetherness, isn't there? There's a togetherness with that Coventry team.
Yeah. Solid side. Really solid side.
Hopefully that stands them in good stead for a final against Luton Town, because we said it about going back to Kenilworth Road with a narrow defeat, and they turned it around, didn't they, with a 2-0 win.
Yeah.
It's a tough old place to go. I think the surroundings, the way the stadium
it's
is,
an awful place to go when Luton are playing well.
Yeah.
Also, let's just give credit to Luton. Lost Nathan Jones during the season. Go to Southampton to think he could be the big I am. Like, speaking to Walsh, they don't want him ever to come back. Who've been on here? They don't want him to ever come back.
He's done it twice now to him, isn't he? Done it twice.
The way Luton played, it was just attacking, free-flowing football, and they got the job done. And Luton Town, when they're playing that kind of football, they are unstoppable.
They're a joy to watch. They're a brilliant team. They're an absolutely brilliant. When they're on song, they're putting their one-touch passes together. They're fantastic to watch.
Yeah, they're unplayable, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not a team that like to sit back either, are they?
We lost 2-0 to them at New York Stadium in about, I think it was the early April, and it was a 2-0 massacre. We hardly got a kick. They were absolutely superb that day.
Do you think that could go against them in the final, though? That sometimes they are really good on the eye. They play really good football, but they don't put teams to bed.
I think if they lack something, it's steel.
Yeah. The other thing is...
And physicality.
Yeah.
Just remember how big that Wembley pitch is. I remember how small Carlisle Road pitch is.
But again,
they are going to
can you just imagine you just imagine what Watford fans are feeling? That Edwards got sacked from Watford, took the M1, a couple of miles, and could get Luton into the Premier League.
Yeah.
If Luton got to the Premier League, they need to go past Watford with middle finger up going, sod you.
Well, they'll have plenty of opportunities because there's a lot of London clubs in Premier League, so...
All I got then were an image of Mr. Bean in
that's what I'm going for, yeah.
ATID's popped into the chat. Seeing a Luton versus Coventry final gives me hope as an Argyle fan.
Yeah.
Similar budgets, similar fan base. It is great inspiration. It just shows that anything is possible in the English pyramid. So it's great to see that Luton against Coventry is the final. Coventry are the home team in this one, classed as a home team, but I don't think it really matters at Wembley. I'm guessing the home and away dressing room are both pretty decent.
Sadly, Callum, that can't happen.
This is a game I'm really looking forward to. Both contrasting styles. Literally, I can't call it. Well, I will call it, but it's
you've got to, Lee.
Yeah.
Who are you going for?
I'm going for Cov.
I'm
going for Coventry. And I think it'll be tight, and I think it might go to extra time, but I think I'm going for Coventry.
What about you, Jake?
Sorry, Walsh. Coventry.
Lee?
Yeah, Coventry.
Oh, it's a clean sweep for Coventry. I think they're just going to edge it on the day. Sorry, Walsh. Tough shit. Coventry. He's not here to defend himself, so bollocks to you.
You'll get us taken off, Dan. I don't want bad language.
I'll just get demonetised. It's not all bad. So moving on to what we've all been waiting for, and that is League One. Let's start with a negative. 4-0. Jake, Lee, whichever one of you wants to take this.
One, Jake.
This tie felt completely dead and buried by the end of it. Like me, I'm dead and buried. basically, we turned up, but we didn't have enough chances, like actually creating the clear-cut chances. And the one thing about this Wednesday team is they make a lot of chances, but they're not clinical enough. Michael Smith needed to take another touch before he took that shot.
Yeah.
And it's 1-0. And once they got their first goals, the confidence grew. They grew into the game. They grew better. And the other thing with them is once they got into the second half, we got back into that game. Got two chances cleared off the line. A clear penalty. I hate this cough. A clear penalty that wasn't given. And then because we were chasing the game again, we left gaps at the back, which helped them get their 2 goals. At 4-0, you're thinking, we ain't got a cat and house chance. Yeah. You really don't.
To be honest, in the last minute, they missed a sitter. It could have been 5.
Exactly. It could have been. It was a really good chance for them. And I understand why the fans were singing what they sang. And to be fair, I haven't heard Wednesday fans sing that in so many years. We haven't had that negativity. But I understand it. I get it. But I also understand why Darren Moore did what he did with the players afterwards. We're turning around and said, you're not going on social media. You're not doing any of this. You're not doing an apology. You're not doing all of this. You can do it on the pitch. And my God, did they show it on that Thursday night.
Lewis, Lisa's bus back up and running. I thought that was superb. I hope if Lisa's watching this or if she catches this anywhere, I hope you've phoned every Peterborough fan that phoned you up and asked for a seat on that bus and asked if they still wanted it, because you deserve that.
I think it'll be full.
She took the number offline.
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah.
But she got absolutely hammered for it.
A vlogger I watched tried to ring in it just didn't
it didn't go through, did it?
But no, we've looked through League Two and the Championship first legs, and pretty much I think every game has got 1 goal in it apart from Coventry. Yeah, Sunderland 2-1, Salford, Stockport were 1-0, Bradford, Carlisle were 1-0, Coventry, Middlesbrough was 0-0. So there's 1 goal in it. They're always historically quite tight games. The first leg, this one was just completely against the book, wasn't it? And I bet this is more to you, Lee, because Jake, you're dying at the minute.
Yeah.
At this point, what's going through your head? Is it we've got what were it 92 points this season? 96 points. We've got an opportunity through playoffs, and we've absolutely chucked it away.
I'm looking at teams next year, to be fair, see if we can win it. Because after that, we just, I turned it off after 86 minutes. I'm just done with them. Yeah. I think a lot of fans felt that. I just think we went 2-0 down. I think you sort of shut up shop and take your loss and get back to Hillsborough. Second, I think first half, I don't think we played bad. Yeah, their goals, one were a keeper mistake, one were a deflection. But you shut up shop, and the second half, they just seem to just not be arsed. And 4-0, it's just, you're giving yourself such a time.
It was the 4th time this season that in a second half review, I've completely lost it and gone in on the players and the manager. Yeah. And I don't do it very often. I'm a very quite positive vlogger. When I speak about my club, I see the negatives, but I don't go in. And I got annoyed because it's not the Wednesday we've seen all season.
Yeah.
They haven't done this. And it was like, how we got this case of big game, we don't turn up kind of thing. And the thing is, I was a bit like Lee. I was like, right, who are we playing next season? It's Reading, it's Blackpool. Where are we going to rebuild this squad again? Because it needs a massive rebuild. How much money is he going to get? And I was, again, worried for Darren Moore's job. Even if say we had lost that game and say the other game, Darren Moore still should not be sacked.
Mm.
He's building something. 96 points is not a sackable offence.
No, definitely not.
Well, any other season, they'd have won the league.
Exactly. The problem is, if you defend Darren Moore in our fan base, you're seen as a happy clapper. You're seen as someone who doesn't know what you're talking about football. And before we go on to it, all the people who've been racist comments and stuff to the owner and Darren Moore, sod off.
Yeah.
Get on your bike and fuck off. We don't
Yeah.
want you anywhere near football. If you're going to be like that, don't go support another sport. Just don't turn up.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. There's no place for it at all.
And on that, those that return the tickets as well. Absolute piss poor.
Yeah.
You see the boy who rips it up?
Yeah. Josh
No.
Windass completely rinsed him on his Instagram post on Thursday night.
And what infuriates me, they'll be the first in the queue tomorrow to get their Wembley ticket.
Yep.
Yeah, there will be.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
It does infuriate me too. Can't remember the last time we went to Wembley.
Could be us.
So moving on to the other League One first leg playoff semi-final, it was Bolton against Barnsley, best team in the league, best manager in the league.
Yeah, of course, I forgot about that.
How did you forget about that, Ian? We mention it most weeks.
I can't stand it, you never.
Do you want me to take this down?
Go for it, mate. It's all yours.
Right. Although it ended in a draw, I still had a feeling at the back of my mind that Barnsley had Bolton's number here. I thought Barnsley were the better of the two sides, although the crowd did get behind Bolton. But I thought, to be quite honest, I thought Barnsley, although they'd be satisfied with a 1-1 draw, I think they were a little bit unlucky not to win it, the away tie. I just thought that in all aspects of the game, defensively and especially in midfield, I thought Barnsley were far superior. And as it turned out, I think the second leg proved that. But it provided a bit of interest in the second leg. But yeah, in the back of my mind, I thought Barnsley will win this, and I will prove right. But
you know what the problem
good
with
side, Barnsley.
What the problem with the Bolton Barnsley game was, right? Is both Bolton and Wednesday, we weren't chasing anything. Our positions were guaranteed. So those last games, you don't go into it with that motivation. You're like, we know where we are. We're saving ourselves for the playoffs, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Peterborough did better in that sense, because they were pushing for that playoff spot.
Yeah, they had that momentum going into it. Yeah.
I think the thing is with this is that Bolton had that whole thing of going, we've been to Wembley once, we know what to do to get there. Now, that mindset can sometimes backfire because it's not the same as being in a playoff game.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But like you said, Ian, I think Barnsley probably deserved to come out with a win in this one. They didn't. They took the draw back to Oakwell, which is a great result in the away tie of a playoff. And I think we'll leave Sheff Wednesday till last. We've got to leave the best till last, haven't we? And that takes us on to the second leg where Barnsley did in fact win 1-0, and they're through to the final. And like you said, Ian, it kind of they proved you right on the evening. Lee, you went to this one. Would you echo what Ian said in terms of Barnsley looking the better team out of the two?
Yeah, another game. It wasn't the most glamorous tie, but
I was going to say it was a crap game.
Yeah, they're only one winner. Barnsley did what they do best, pressed the hell out of Bolton, didn't let them play, and Bolton didn't really react to a good Oakwell crowd. It was quite a good atmosphere in Oakwell.
Decent tifo that they put together as well.
Yeah, better than the last one. Did you see the last one?
I think I
remember the last one. Yeah.
I'm surprised they
put a bit more into this one.
But they're only one winner here. Barnsley did what they did best, like I said, pressed the hell out of them. Really good press inside. They get in your faces, and a good header, to be fair.
And it was a great cross.
Yeah. Deserved. I think overall, like I said, watched a little bit of snippets from the first leg, and Barnsley will. Bolton can't grumble with the outcome, I don't think.
He will. Is he never?
He will.
Just think, Mr. Everett's got the best team in League One 3 seasons on trot.
I think ATID says it right in the chat that the Barnsley goal was something else. If De Bruyne had made that cross, people would still be talking about it now. It was a wonderful ball in.
Yeah. 100%
on a plate just to put away, wasn't it? But no, Jake, you said that this was a poor game. It wasn't a great tie to watch. This one's more to hear, and it was a tough game to follow the night before, though, wasn't it?
Oh, well, try and follow.
I think the expectation for League One football was set very high for this one.
It was historic. It was memorable for all the right reasons. It was just astonishing, and that's coming from a Millers fan. That I can't praise Darren Moore and his players highly enough. They went for the throat, they got them by the throat, and they eventually got a deserved passage through to final.
I understand why Michael Duffy's going with the mind games already, because he's doing the.
I do.
Well, we beat them twice this year and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean anything come to playoffs.
No.
Your form in the league doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. I mean, you start all 4 sides going into the playoffs start off equal. It doesn't matter about points total or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Before I let Jake and Lee loose on this absolute incredible game, I will just quickly go through the chat.
A cuppa down?
I think so, yeah. You can just leave it running for the next half hour.
I'm just limbering up.
Lee's dad's in the chat, 68, never witnessed anything in football like it. I'm so glad my son was able to witness it. 68, and he was in tears.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, it says that you encapsulated it was brilliant. He never slept for a day, and I think you did both, Jake and Lee. Jake's live stream. If you've not watched it yet, please, if you've got a couple of hours spare, go and watch it, because you see just the absolute emotional roller coaster. And
also, Lee's vlog is absolutely brilliant as well.
Lee's vlog is superb. Really is.
Definitely screaming like a banshee at some points in that.
I'm just impressed with Lee's range he got. I didn't know he had it in him.
Yeah.
About 12 octaves.
I think a comment summed it up nicely. I started quite level and then I just lost my head. I was swearing.
Lee, at what point, you were there, at what point did you think we could do this?
3.
Yeah.
I think the best part of it. Well, the thing is, the best part of it, when we got our 4th, I'm already saying on the commentary, well, we've given it a good try, it's been great, and then I lose it.
Yeah. It's incredible watching, and that's from a neutral.
What you actually said, Jake, is, well, at least they've turned up tonight.
Yeah, I did actually.
I'm really proud that they've turned up. It's 4!
ATID's in the chat. ATID's in the chat as well. Thursday night was honestly magical, even through neutral. Completely agree with that. One of the best matches I've ever seen, and it's a great advert for lower league football.
Yeah.
Lee's dad can't sack the bloke for 96 points. That motivational speech, one of the best I've ever heard. I'm guessing that's the one that was
dressing room
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good speech after the game. I remember the last time our guy went there, but it doesn't matter now. We have the title. They have a load of pizza boxes to recycle. I'm guessing that's on about Wembley. I like that. What else have we got? I'll stick with the same side, and they'll do it, no doubt.
To a point, yeah.
Yeah, they'll stop the pressing, and we'll beat them.
That's what they're going to watch out for, pressing. Because they'll get in your face. They won't give you time on the ball at all.
I don't think they can do it as much as they can when they're at Wembley. I just think they'll just... I think if you cue it, I think you can beat that press.
Mm.
I mean, you see the size of that pitch. It takes
I did say not to over-celebrate. You can't not over-celebrate that, though.
No.
You can't. The
No.
only reason I'm saying not to over celebrate is because I remember the last time Wednesday over celebrated and we got to Wembley and it was against Brighton and it felt like Hull did the kind of we got there, we've done the job kind of thing and we went mental. Now, you're going to go mental when you turned around that result. Sorry, you're just going to. But with what Darren Moore said at the end and with how he got those players ready for this game, I don't think they'll already be in their head going, that game's done, what next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how they should approach it.
Yeah, definitely. So, Lee, onto this one, mate. I know we've kind of gone around the houses with it. I think everybody knows what happened on Thursday night. If you don't know what's happened, you've been living under a rock. Coming into this one 4-0 down, you've already said it. You were very level-headed at the start of your video. You were like, I don't expect anything from this. We just see where we get to. Ian's already asked you do you remember the point that you completely lost your head and thought we're going to do this? Talk us through your emotions from Thursday night, mate, on this one.
Yeah, so I apologise if I do get emotional because it's quite a big thing for me. Yeah, I'm already getting emotional now.
I've not seen a game like that for me where everything just it shows you what being a football fan means. When your club turns up like that and gives you that pride back in the shirt after what got said at the end of the game on the following Friday, sorry. It's when people turn around and say it's just a football club or it's just a game. It's not just a game.
Non-football fans don't understand that.
No. Well, this is the thing. When Ryan and Rob had Wrexham, they didn't understand playoffs. They didn't understand this because in American sports, they don't have this. You lose, you get a bigger budget at the end of it. You're still in that league.
Yeah.
This is the first time they've understood a playoff situation and how the emotions are.
And they've really invested in it as well. They like it. And you can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, weren't Ryan Reynolds at Wembley to cheer Notts County on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll start again because I'm getting a bit emotional already.
I thought I'll try and help you out there a bit, Lee.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Cheers for that, mate.
Take it between you because I think myself and Ian have been through nothing similar to this. I think we can probably kind of pin some emotions that you're going to be talking about now to experience that we've had at Rotherham and Donny. But I think to come back from 4-0 in the manner that you did in the 90 minutes, the last kick of the game, Liam Palmer, I think it's fitting that
most goals he's ever got in one season as well.
He's been prolific this season, hasn't he?
Been there since 2010. I think it just everything came together, didn't it?
Yeah.
If you wanted a movie game, this would have been it.
Yeah. So for me, I was sat in the car, obviously starting my vlog. I just wanted to see him turn up and just put that 4-0 performance. I didn't expect to even be close to getting back into the game. I just wanted to see him perform and be proud to be a Wednesday fan. Obviously, there were 30,000+ there already, which is credit to the club and Sheffield Wednesday fan base, absolutely immense. And I felt proud again. I've grown up being a Sheffield Wednesday fan. Remember my first game with my dad.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I think, no, just take your time, mate. I think this just shows what it's all about. It's win, lose, draw. It don't matter. It's that club, and I think Tom on Radio Sheffield kind of summed it up with Chesterfield.
Yeah,
they represent us as fans. It doesn't matter if it's red, blue, orange, green. Really doesn't matter what colour you wear. That club represents you as a fan, and you have so much invested in a club, be it time with family, time with friends, an away day, going and having a skinful of ale. You do what you do on a match day because it's your release.
But
And-
also doing these as well, us all being content creators. This is something new to the football scene that people don't understand. This takes a lot, but we do it because we love our clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're invested in it, and it means everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I find it very difficult to vlog my own club, because of I can't be as objective as I can when I'm vlogging a game where I'm not invested in. I find it much easier to do.
Yeah. It's like on that Friday night, I was cursing my grandma saying, "What kind of club are you letting me support? I've been let down so many goddamn times by this sodding club." And at the end of it on Thursday night, I was with my other half and she said, "You're crying." I said, "I know." And she said, "Why are you crying?" I said, "Because I've never seen something like this before. I've never seen my club turn something around like this."
When you have the dark days, like probably what Dan's going through at the moment with Rovers, when the good times return, you should enjoy them. You should enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because they will come back, Dan.
Yeah,
I mean, football goes in cycles. They'll come back. And you'll get promoted and you'll have a great, wonderful season one year and enjoy it even more.
To be fair, part of me is hoping that we do it a lot easier than what Chef Wednesday have done, because I've seen what they've done. They put Jake and Lee through the absolute ringer over the last week.
It'd kill you, wouldn't it? It'd kill me as well.
I think the thing is, if we're going through the game, Wednesday did what Wednesday have done very well and not very often, is that we started well, we got in their faces. The penalty incident, it's very clever by Marvin Johnson. Really clever. He's done it twice now in many weeks, where he just got at the player and they don't know how to stop him.
But that's how to take a penalty with Smudger, isn't it? You could. I mean, he just side-footed it, and
yeah. And the thing is, what a lot of people are forgetting now, that was Michael Smith's 21st goal, and then when he got the other penalty in the shootout, 22nd goal. The last player we got to have 22 goals was Mark Bright in 1993.
That's incredible.
Why is it taking us that long to pick up a striker who knows where the back of the net is?
Yeah.
But then you look
to be quite honest, I mean, if he'd have taken his chances, he'd have probably got 30 plus.
Yeah.
And then you look at Lee Gregory having to wear a protective mask because he broke his cheekbone, kind of thing. And we've seen today that mask was missing, and we'd had to put out a call out. Who got Lee Gregory's mask?
Yeah, but somebody had got it, hadn't they?
The thing is, I think what happened is because Worker was sat behind the dugout. He said when Gregory came off, he just took his mask off and he threw it. He was just annoyed with it. And I think someone picked it up going, "This is important, so you can stamp on this." Because the person who had it messaged Lee Gregory Friday morning saying, "I've got your mask, is this important?"
You got a signed shirt for it though, didn't he?
I know. And then you see Gregory get that goal, fighting to get the ball off the keeper. You going, "I want that ball, we need to get back into this." At that point, Hilbert just erupted because there was that little bit of belief from people I'd said in the ground who were like, "We might actually do this." It felt like there was a big relief that they're actually turning up. What the hell? They actually want this more than we want it. And I don't know what Darren said at half time, if it would just keep going. But we did that. And you go into that game, they're going at them constantly. They're having some chances, but nothing. It's all Wednesday. Reece James gets that ball, and it's a really clever dummy by Lee Gregory to get him in.
Yeah.
It's a very smart dummy. Reece James get that goal. Again, Claxon again. I knew this would be a Claxon-filled episode. And then at 3-0, you're like, this won't happen. You're like, we've done well to get to this point. It won't happen. And then that mad scramble in the box. And for it to be Liam Palmer, who's been here at the club since he was 9, who toe pokes that goal in, who missed the Sheffield Wednesday, fully in. He right place, right time.
The celebration was fantastic.
You saw the passion in him, grabbing the badge, going, he knew what this meant. He 100% knew what this meant to this club and those people because he's one of us. He was at the last final we came up from in League One. He was there as a fan. So he knows what this means.
Yeah.
You go into extra time and you're thinking, right, just keep doing what you're doing. Even though everybody looked like the legs have been gone. They looked like they were ran. My concern was that we used a lot of time getting into the game. Tired legs, people cramping up. But even when they got the goal to make it 4-1
on the night.
4-1, sorry. Gregory was headward down. And you know, if he doesn't wear that mark, it doesn't go in.
Yeah.
Because it hits him on the face instead of on the actual mark. And because of the way how that mark is, it deflected off the mark and gone in. Kind of thing. But you know what I liked about it? Every single player went up to Lee Gregory and pulled his head up. Cameron Dawson grabbed the ball and ran it back to the centre circle. We're like, we're going to carry on.
Yeah.
No one put the head down.
I think that reflected with the crowd as well. I've been to Hillsborough. It's been quite negative, but they scored and they were like, "Come on, come on!"
Yeah.
I ain't witnessed that for some time.
It's like the fans were like, they believed in them at last.
Yeah.
That they could do it. And that comment there, Palmer, Patterson, and Wick were awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody who played in that game, some of the players in that squad may not have a contract next season, but they left it all out on that pitch.
Nobody left anything. Nobody left anything in dressing room. They were fantastic.
And then when Patterson gets that chance, I am one of the biggest Callum Patterson fans going. To the point, I have a signed shirt of his, and that's going in the signed shirt once I get it framed. I think the man works his socks off every time he's on that pitch.
The coolness when he got the first shot blocked, but the coolness to side foot it in.
Yeah. The thing is, Patterson works his socks off, and we missed Patterson for Forest Green. We missed him for all those games because he'll give you something that we haven't got. You know, when we had Fortieri, people used to call Fortieri a bit of a pit bull, a bit of Terry, because he'd be at people's faces. He'd be at the legs. That's what Patterson does.
Yeah.
That's what you need in a team sometimes, isn't it?
I think with Patterson as well, he knows what a striker thrives on. Every time he looked to get that ball in that box, if he got it wide, it was just first time where some wingers will dilly-dally and the option's gone where striker's dream, put it in and defenders going back to goal.
I mean, it was calm as you like. Side foot.
Yeah.
Well, you look at Reece James's goal that goes in. I have never seen Darren Moore celebrate like that. He didn't know how to celebrate. He's like jumping up and down, and then you see his brain suddenly go, hang on, it's only 3. I need to calm down. I need to get level. And he's like automatically barking orders out. You go into the penalties, and that's what worried me the most because we all know what Wednesday like at penalties. We're not great. We all hate penalties.
You were all the night.
Was that clinical on Thursday night, mate?
I know. Before that, we're not. But you go to penalties. The one thing when they know what Cameron Dawson is a fantastic shot stopper.
Yeah.
Is what he got in his locker. Smith takes that first penalty, call it you like.
Volksy absolutely smacked it in, didn't he? The second one.
Levered it.
Yeah.
Dawson was unlucky on 2 of the penalties because he got to 2 of them and just couldn't keep them out.
Especially Clark Harris's. I thought he saved it.
Yeah.
The key pen were Bannon's. I mean, we went 3-1 up. I think that's when we knew, Jesus, this has happened. I did. I certainly did.
But weren't it lovely to see Jack Hunt score that winner?
Yeah, although when he hit it, I thought that's going off at bar.
He slipped.
He slips as he takes it.
Yeah.
But you know why he's smiling after he's taking that? Because he's giggling to himself, going, oops, shit, that went in. I got lucky there. And you just saw the emotion from every single player. Like, you've got a player in Aidan Flint who's not even our player. going mental with fans and actually enjoying it. It took him ages to get off it. Yeah, same. He's been released from Stoke.
Has he been released?
Yeah.
Get a contract drawn up.
Yeah. And then you got all the stuff that come out afterwards with the dressing room speech, with the players, with everything. Like, Windass didn't have the great game, but he took that penalty with coolness and collectedness. And you know what? I don't fear any club going into the playoff now. Because if you can pull that off in a semi-final, you can do anything. And the one thing Darren Moore done ever since he'd come back to the club, for me, he'd given me pride back in the shirt. He'd given me belief. He'd given me a focus point for this club at last. There's a man there who you speak to other clubs he've managed it. They've never clapped in with the songs. He's never sung the songs. He's never celebrated. He bought in.
Yeah.
They all have. And a lot of credit needs to go to Darren Moore and his backroom staff for getting their heads off the floor and making them believe again. Credit to the players, but Darren Moore and his backroom staff need a hell of a lot because that can't have been difficult. That can't have been easy to do.
Easy. Yeah, definitely.
And the thing is, before I end, the thing is, the one thing Darren Moore was doing, he was showing them footage of the Istanbul, Liverpool, PSG, Barcelona. We're now the standard for getting back into games. Just remember how big those clubs are. Sheffield Wednesday in League One are now the standard.
Well said.
Massive. Lee, is there anything else you can add to that? I mean, Jake's helped you out while you were composing yourself. Are you composed? Can you add to that?
I'll try to, but I'll just... it was two for me, just to be in a Sheffield Wednesday fan and my vlogging journey, just to capture that moment. And now I've got it for life. Just being on that pitch, I cried my eyes out. Seeing young kids on father's shoulders just brought back memories. Just what a night.
And them kids will never forget that night.
It takes you back to when you're a kid with your dad and why you support this great club. Night like that just backs up why I'm a Wednesday fan. That's all I've got to say because I'm absolutely in bits. I don't know why.
We all understand.
I'll not tell your Debs.
Yeah, football should make you like this, but there's no other sport comes close to what I love and I've been loving all my life.
Also, on a personal level for you, Lee, congratulations on 2.5k. You are going to get to 3k at some point. You're going to have more subs than the person who hosts this channel. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it'll get too big for us. He'll have more than all of us put together.
Exactly.
Wait till he's getting invited to Sky Sports.
Yeah, wait till he's in bed with Ogden.
Your best mate.
So let's round this one off. We're well over an hour now. Obviously, final question just to round this one off. Barnsley, Chef Wednesday. I think it's obvious what two people are going to go with on this panel. I'll go first. I think it's got to be Chef Wednesday, purely based on the season that you've had, the records that you've broken, the points tally that you got all season, the comeback on Thursday. That's got to give you the momentum. And from what I've seen of Barnsley Bolton over the two legs, I don't think you've got to fear Barnsley at all. I think you've obviously got to play the game and not the occasion. But for me, Chef Wednesday will come out on top on this one. Jake, I think it's going to be Chef Wednesday, but I'll ask you the question.
Sheffield Wednesday, 100%.
Barnsley, is it?
If I say Barnsley, I'll mute my channel in like an hour. Sheffield Wednesday. I think you look at the belief they've done. You look at the way they came back. You look at the point total. We just got to play our style and play into our hands.
Lovely stuff.
I'd say Wednesday as well. Oh, sorry.
There we go. I thought you might have gone with Barnsley, and that's why we're going to leave you till last. No, you've gone Wednesday as well.
One thing that Wednesday's got to look out for is Barnsley's pressing, especially early in the game.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, don't lose possession in dangerous areas, because that's what Barnsley are good at. And they're very dangerous opponents. Very dangerous opponents. But it'll be a hell of an occasion. It's like South Yorkshire goes to Wembley.
Mm.
Yeah. Lee, obviously, I think you're going to go with Wednesday as well.
Yeah, I've got to 100% back them. I think with what we've just been through, I think they'll be on such an high. The fans or carriers as well, because when we played Hull in the Championship final, Wednesday fans were just absolutely on point. Even when we got beat, it was just... I cried that day. I cry a lot being a Wednesday fan. Yeah.
They make you very emotional, but also very pissed off at time, don't they?
Yeah, I think I went through every emotion possible Thursday night. Still doing it now. We just watch it. I just constantly watch videos all week.
I watched the 2-hour package that Wednesday put up earlier. I was like, did that even happen?
Yeah, but yeah, looking forward to Wembley trip. Absolutely buzzing to be there, supporting the boys, and a proud Wednesday fan.
Good stuff.
So you should be.
ATID said Wednesday for me it has to be. Wouldn't feel right if it was Barnsley. We need the club who gave us a boot up the arse up with us. So you've got a fan, well, a neutral supporting you in the final in ATID, and I think I can say that me and Ian will probably be supporting Wednesday as neutrals in the final as well. I don't know if Ian will be happy with me saying that.
I think what I've noticed as well, a lot of comments. So that a couple of fans, like a couple of West Brom fans, Wolves fans, they've all like took us to their heart because of what we went through the other night and just how we. Yeah. So they all want to see us go up, which is also a good thing.
I mean, let's face it. If Pep Guardiola can mention it in a press conference,
exactly,
you've sort of like, how can I put it? You've made a mark on the football world, really.
Yeah. 100%.
There's just something about a comeback like that in the laws of football technically shouldn't happen, yet it did happen. And again, it's just credit to the lads, it credit to Darren Moore, it credit to the backroom staff, and we just got to go again. Like Darren Moore said in that time, we still got one more game. And you know for a fact they'll let the lads celebrate as much as like I've seen all the videos of them celebrating in West Street going mental. And the players were absolutely bladdered. But it'll turn around either Saturday or Sunday when they've gone back, and gone right back to going again.
Yeah,
for God's sake, we had to put a sodding appeal out to find Lee Gregory's Mac because he's only got one.
Yeah, you'd think he'd have a spare, wouldn't you?
Madness. But no,
insane.
That has rounded off the semi-finals for the EFL. It's just 3 games left to finish the season off. The final for League 2, League 1 and the Championship next weekend. As I said at the start of the video, our next 72 review will be on the 4th of June, where we'll see what happened in those finals. We'll give our team of the season for each division, manager of the season and whatnot, and bring the season to a close before we think about something in the summer. So I'll go around the screen. Any final words? We'll start with Jake. Any final words before we finish off, mate?
If you're ever going through adversity, the one thing Sheffield Wednesday has shown you, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. So if you just believe with what you're doing, believe in how things are going, have a positive mindset, you'll be able to turn anything around.
Lovely stuff. Well said. Ian, any final words, mate?
Well, I think this shows what the EFL playoffs are all about. You just get drama, you get excitement, you get not knowing what's going to happen from one game to the next. It's not predictable, and it's fantastic entertainment. So anybody that is against the playoffs, I just can't understand it, because they're fantastic entertainment.
Completely agree. Lee, any final words, mate?
Just never turn your back on your club. You'll have your bad times, you'll have your good times, but we always wear the badge with honour. That's it.
Lads, before we do go, Dap and Lee, shout out your Eve Trust stuff, please.
Oh, yes. So next Saturday at the Eco Power Stadium, Lee is playing for Liverpool Legends. I'm a backup for Doncaster Rovers this year. Through my own choice. It's not that I'm rubbish at football, but we are playing Doncaster Rovers Legends versus Liverpool Legends for Eve Merton Dreams Trust, which is a cancer charity in Doncaster. If you can make it to the Eco Power to support us and cheer us on, 3,000 tickets plus have been sold already, so it's going to be a good crowd. Kickoff is at 2 p.m. So there's fun for the family. It's a decent day out. I think, Jake, you came last year.
Yep, I did.
So yeah, be great to see some familiar faces and hear you all cheering us on. So yeah, please come along to that if you can next Saturday at 2 p.m. But no, that's it for this one. Hour and 20. We've dove into it. I think there was a lot to talk about on that Wednesday game. Obviously, history made in that one. Yeah. But no, all that's left for me to say is thank you for watching. Follow these guys on all of their socials. Links are in the description down below. Subscribe to them. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. But this has been episode 36 of the 72 review. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.